This morning, I wanted to come by and congratulate all the forces in POW and, by extension, the whole region. Congratulations on the work you've accomplished. This is one of the most peaceful regions, but that doesn't mean the job is done. I also want to encourage you to keep up the fight. It's a very dense area with a lot of forests. Certainly, you have managed to push back the enemy who tried to establish themselves here, and I hope you will continue to patrol these forests and make sure there are no attempts at a comeback. So, as I said, congratulations, but also my encouragement for what comes next. I hope I'm making myself clear. Just because the enemy can no longer get in doesn't mean it's over. This is guerrilla warfare, and here we are at the National Commando Training Center. A commando knows exactly what infiltration means. So, the enemy is capable of infiltrating. You have to take that into account and always stay alert. After this, I want everyone to reflect once more on their commitment, because we are facing a war that has been forced upon us. And today, more than ever, I think all the forces fighting need to understand why we are fighting. And I often tell the unit leaders to be able to explain to their men why we are fighting. We don't fight just for the sake of fighting. We fight because we have been attacked. A war has been forced upon us. And why was this war forced on us? I think everyone needs to understand that it's because they want our land without us. And this didn't start today. It's always been this way for Africa. Remember slavery, when many Africans were taken away, especially the able-bodied ones. Those who were of childbearing age, who were deported, many died, and Africa was emptied of them. Then came the era of colonization, when they came and settled in our lands. They massacred us. They massacred our ancestors. They killed as many as they could. Africa has been colonized multiple times. And today, more than ever, it's a new form of colonization. And why does Africa suffer so much? Because we have resources that interest the imperialists. I think each and every one of you needs to understand that. If you are able to put yourself on the front lines, to fight to the ultimate sacrifice, as they say, it means you understand the meaning of your commitment. You have come to defend the nation, to protect this land that our ancestors left us. Our predecessors wrote the anthem for us, and I think that when you listen to the anthem of Burkina, it starts with against, because they stood up to many forms of colonization. The Burkinabe is against humiliation. We are against all forms of domination. The Burkinabe is against neocolonialism. And all of that is what you need to understand that they wrote the anthem to stand up against a number of things in this world. They defended this land. They passed the land down to us. And for us, our duty is to fight and defend our land as well, so we can pass it on to our children. Today, we are fighting, but not necessarily for ourselves, but for our children. Who here doesn't love their child? For those who have children, everyone loves their child. If a danger were to threaten a child, the father would rather take the risk himself to spare the child. That means the father would rather die so that his child can survive. So, the reason we are fighting today is for the generations to come, to leave them better land so they can live comfortably. So, there is no holding back in this fight. We will stand against anything these oppressors try to force on us. And you must keep fighting for that. Listen closely to our anthem, and let it give you even more motivation.
Get involved, because, as I often say, Burkina Faso is very rich. Today, we've increased the number of personnel in the armed forces and in the internal security forces. And in terms of equipment as well, we've made a lot of effort. But where did we get these resources from? Understand that there was wealth that was poorly managed. And there's even more, because as some people think or might imagine, there isn't a bank out there where you can go and get a loan to buy weapons. There just isn't one. No one lends money in this world for you to go and buy weapons. If you want to arm yourself, you have to use your own funds. But in the recent past, we were thrown into things. We weren't armed like this. Not even close. I think there are a lot of elders here who went through the same thing, who can give advice to the younger ones. What did we experience just yesterday, and what are we experiencing today? And that should motivate you to fight. And that's very important. Fight for your land. Fight to leave a better Burkina for the generations to come. Fight so that we can make decent use of our resources and benefit from them. We have launched several initiatives. Our parents in the villages are, in any case, more or less happy with everything we're doing for them in terms of agriculture, because most of our population works in agriculture, and with everything we're doing in terms of road infrastructure so people can get around and all that. But all of this is with our own resources. You look at images from other countries. You wish your country could look like those so-called developed countries too. Do you think it's impossible? Well, it's possible. I was telling someone 2 years ago, I said that in other countries, even animal hospitals are often better equipped than the hospitals here that treat us in terms of equipment and everything. But what have we done to end up at this level? Well, we're going to catch up and surpass them. That's what led us to launch programs as well, so we can build modern, well-equipped health centers. There's no reason for us to lag behind. This is to say that everything we're doing, it's possible to do it, and that's why we're doing it. And we're going to keep moving in that direction. Those who are lucky enough to do internships abroad, who take pictures by beautiful streets and nice buildings, it's possible to have that here in Burkina too. And that's what we're going to do so that you can live comfortably and well. But for that, we have to fight first. That's why I said you have to reflect on your commitment, listen to our anthem, and fight. You are very brave, very determined, but often there are certain behaviors that end up causing you unnecessary losses, especially the use of cell phones. Those who prove unable to change, who can't give up their phones during operations, we will remove them from our ranks and punish them severely. Because we are not going to allow someone's phone addiction to put the lives of others in danger. Can you imagine that? You're on duty at your post. Good soldiers stand guard, focused on their position. When they're done, they come down and need to rest. And a saboteur ends up at the post, glued to his phone on TikTok or whatever, one's bit, until the enemy approaches, attacks, and the good soldiers could die while they're resting. Do you want us to keep people like that in our ranks? Is that what you want?
No, thank you.
So, we're going to find them in our ranks and we're going to punish them. I've already instructed the military chief to identify, as much as possible, those who are addicted and can't separate themselves from their phones. We're going to find them and we're going to punish them because what they're doing is criminal. We can't tolerate that. Of course, we raise awareness, but we can't tolerate it. You can keep the small phones. Those are just for calling family, and if there's no reason, we make do. Those who have relatives who are judges or others who might be involved in the court judging terrorists can check with them. Whether it's in the courts, whether it's terrorists we capture and combat as prisoners, or those who surrender, all of them unanimously tell us that they managed to carry out certain attacks because of the excessive use of phones by our soldiers. So if there isn't this awareness to get rid of them, we're going to crack down. And so, very soon, you'll see some already dismissed, probably even in prison, because they're putting others' lives in danger and they can't let go. In any case, it's quite clear. There's a directive from the military hierarchy that forbids phones during operations. After the awareness phase comes the enforcement phase. We will not tolerate people putting others' lives in danger. Even your own life that you put at risk by using your phone, you don't have the right to do that. Because you don't belong to yourself. A soldier belongs to the army. You don't belong to yourself, so you don't have the right to do whatever you want. You do what the army wants.
Thank you.
So everyone needs to be able to spread the word so that we can fight against this phenomenon.
If I'm insisting on this, it's because it's pretty serious. It often ends up crushing your courage. And it often leads to us losing good fighters. Because someone was resting, and the fake fighter made it so the enemy could get close, attack, and catch him unprepared. So, fight against this excessive use of phones and pass on the message to your comrades just as clearly as I'm telling you now. I know that here, you'll find soldiers from every class. Make sure to pass this message on just as clearly. And also to those who spread toxic rumors within the ranks. Because they might also be influenced by stateless people who are probably outside the country and who keep fighting against Burkina Faso on social media, through the press, and everywhere else. You have to be very careful. When someone tells you not to fight, what they really want is to make you submit. Do you want to be a slave?
Think about it.
Do you want to be dominated? Think about it. So, we have to fight. There is not a single other solution. The people of Burkina Faso will not negotiate with their enemy. We will fight, and we will win. That is the only thing that matters. There will not be a single ounce of negotiation with anyone. This is our land, and we will fight for it. Those who came to attack us, they will die on this land. We will not give up anything, absolutely nothing, not even a single square centimeter. So, I urge you to keep preparing yourselves, to always stay on alert. Even if you are not currently on a mission, you must remain vigilant. Because at any moment, you could be called into action. You have to be ready for combat, and this war must not go on any longer. Because we will do everything possible to make sure the fighting regains a certain intensity and to wipe out this enemy. Congratulations to all the forces who are fighting, and I hope you continue to stand together with the civilian population, because that is very important. In the past, we didn't necessarily experience this kind of bond between the army and the civilian population. It wasn't easy. There were endless little fights in the bush, in the neighborhood. But today, the army and the population are united, and that's the key factor in the success of operations like this. You have the information, the intelligence you need. You're supported morally, you're supported psychologically, so there's no reason to feel down. There's no reason not to go for it, not to keep moving forward. Keep nurturing this bond with the people, keep helping them, keep working to bring them together as well. Because our past few decades of poor politics have weakened our different social groups and often divided people over trivial matters. And your role, too, is to help bring them together today. Because your voices carry weight. Civilians believe in you. Today, when a soldier stands up and speaks to a group of civilians, they listen, and it's easier for civilians to put into practice what you're telling them. So each and every one of you must be an ambassador of peace and unity for our civilian brothers and sisters. And keep playing that role as well, taking advantage of these moments of love between us, talking to them, encouraging them to come together, and helping them let go of certain divisions that have arisen solely because of politics. And you must contribute to that, because being a soldier isn't just about carrying a weapon and running, killing. No, you are trained for more than just that. If you are defending a homeland, it's because you embody all these values, and you must also be able to use them to unite your civilian populations. Good training to those who are still in training. Stay strong. Don't lose your morale. It's tough here, but only the tough make it through, and you are tough, and you must make it. For those of you out in the field, I wish you the best of luck in your operations, and keep sweeping through the various forests to detect any possible infiltrations. Keep protecting these people who believe only in you, who rely solely on you. May God be with you in all your missions. May God protect you throughout all your battles. May you return safe and sound to tell us about the battles, so that together we can build the Burkina Faso we all hope for. Homeland or death, we shall overcome.